Hey everybody, welcome to another Path of Exile 2 video. I am Doc from SXC Bear. Today's video we are going to be going over my Ice Salvo Amazon that I came up with at the end of 0.2 at the end of the Dawn of the Hunt League, and I decided, you know what, we're going to run it back. We're going to try it in the Abyssal League. I will say it is much better. It was a lot more fun. I struggled in different ways that I didn't expect to struggle in, but without further ado, let's get right into the video. So let's kind of rewind this back, and we'll go over the build and how it came to be. So I was playing Amazon when Dawn of the Hunt came out, and I was like, you know what, this is fun. You know, Lightning Arrow, awesome. I got all the way to Act 2 Cruel, to Jamin, and then I was hard stuck. And I mean hard stuck. And I really think it was resistances for that character, but I decided, you know what? We're not going to follow a guide. We're just going to make our own. We're going to see how it goes. First build went surprisingly well. Cleared the campaign relatively easy. I think it died under 40 times. But this time, I think I did better. I died less, but I did have some issues with bosses, and that was the big concern, is the single target damage. The resistances being maxed out helps a lot because I had issues with, so we had got the Apex of Filth, we get to the boss, and we struggle. I think it's 7 or 8 deaths. I decided to pour it out, fix my gear, come back, and then one shot beat the crap out of her. Awesome. Damage output, single target is low. That's some definite struggles for this build. One of the defining moments is the Jamin fight. I thought it was a good fight. It was tough, but it was fair. And that's when I kind of felt like this build has a lot of potential. From damage to resistances to just different options, right? My favorite part about this build, and the reason I actually chose to make a video on it, is how I love when you get all your charges, just one, or even like, you know, I think I ended with 6's max charge of 6 frenzy charges. 6 frenzy charges. I had it to where the skill gem where you got a percent chance to not use your frenzy charges. That was phenomenal. But you need to keep that needs to keep hitting, otherwise the damage output isn't really there, right? Because single target, we have to freeze in order to gain a frenzy charge, and that's once every 4.5 seconds. Fighting a boss, you could freeze them, but it's going to take forever. It's fun as hell to play, and the utility of barrage and, you know, the other skills that synergize, and they look great while they're synergized. The synergy looks great. It's pleasing. It's fun to watch the screen explode with ice. The end game feel for this build, when I first got the end game, I struggled. That's because I didn't have resistances capped again. Immediately I died once or twice in early maps, and I was like, okay, what's going on? Resistances weren't capped, so I cap all reses. Survive a lot more. Compared to my ED Contagion Lich, map clear is, I'd say, about 30% slower, because you gotta, you know, run around, you gotta build up charges. It's a lot of work to do. If charges were built up automatically, that would be way easier. So clearing a pack is fun as hell. 10 of 10 would recommend, but single target is not fun. Now my plans for the future of this build, I'm gonna try again in the next league, the 0.4, probably go to a Deadeye. I think that's going to be beneficial just for the build itself, not necessarily anything else. I think having ascendancy nodes for this build from Deadeye, or doing a Deadeye with this same concept, would be better, because Tailwind and other nodes that will boost our damage and in turn synergize much better with the build we are trying to build. Now, see, that's the problem with an off meta, right? You get to a point and you're like, this is a good build, and you get to a point and you hit a wall. That's why the meta is there, because it's min-maxed, it's max damage to clear all content. Can I beat a tier 15 map? Probably, if I had a big, good enough weapon. But trading for that and or making that is expensive, so I didn't worry about that. We got as far as we could. We took it as far as we could, and I think it turned out really well. It's fun. I will have a POB in the description. I didn't do a lot of respecking. I pretty much just finagled it. I know you needed a lot of flat damage, and that would have helped more. After this video releases, we'll be closing in on PoE 1, Keepers of the Flame League, and I'm going to have a complete breakdown of how we went from the beach in Act 1 to endgame, and PoE1 using a random build. And again, if you enjoyed this kind of content, make sure you like, subscribe, and consider tossing a bell notification to get notified the next time we upload a video. And again, I am Doc from SXC Bear, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye.